Hello, I'm Patricia J. Baker. I'm a Detroit artist and collector. I work in acrylics, watercolor, pen and ink. Some people say I'm all over the place, but I enjoy uh, doing my art, and I've only been doing art for 3 years, and I have enjoyed it tremendously. My experiences have been very positive because I've met wonderful people and I've learned so much. I consider myself a lifelong learner, and I expect to learn something every single day. And with the art experiences, that's what you do because you're interacting with people who know and or people who like to discover and explore. So the experience has been a wonderful one for me. I am proud to say that in February of this year, I will have my own solo exhibition at the congregation, and I'm truly excited about that. It's a dream I have had since I began painting and drawing when I was about 8 years old. I have had a wonderful career as an educator, but that was working through the analytical piece, my left brain, and now I have my right brain working. Um, so my experiences have been great. Sure, I've had some hard days, but that's what work is all about. Thank you very much for listening. Hello, everyone. I'm Patricia Baker, a Black Detroit artist and collector. I'm acting as the facilitator for tonight's Robert S. Duncanson Society program. I would like to introduce our next presenter, the fabulous centennial artist, Walter A. Bailey. Walter is a Black acrylic fusion arts artist. Hi, Walter.
How are you? Good evening.
I'm great. I'm great. I have a question to ask.
Okay.
Will you tell us what has been your personal experience as a Black artist in America?
There's two things you're asking me. That's a very important in the definition. One is artist and the other is Black artist. I've been an artist since the third grade, Arsenal Elementary School, Hartford, Connecticut, 1957. That was when I discovered through my third grade teacher that I was inspired as an artist and had the gift of art. She then in turn called the family in and they nurtured my art career through my early years. As in my early years, I was a landscape seascape artist.
Oh.
And yes, I was really known as a land and seascape artist. It was the New England countryside and the New England shoreline that attracted me to the natural environment and to the inspiration to paint on canvas. So I love seascapes, I love landscapes. It wasn't until the 1960s that I became a Black artist.
All right. Okay.
And now we're talking about leaving elementary school into junior high school and then on into high school. So there were many years where the land and seascapes was my inspiration. During the 1960s, I became a Black artist when I realized that art had much to do with social issues.
Right.
And my art became part of the social movement of the 1960s. And that's when I became a true Black artist. And my subject matter was the African American community, the environment in which I lived, which was the urban settings now. So the land and seascapes kind of faded out, and the Black Power fist and the red, black, and green, and the afro, and the earrings, and
I love it. I love it.
This was a period of time when Black art became part of the protest. The artists became part of the environment, the social justice and injustice environments. As time passed on and the movement faded, you evolved to different levels of art.
All right.
Your experimentation is gone. You've settled into a specific style and a theme. And the question of being a Black artist is almost instinct. Once you are on the road to the creative arts, and once you become obsessed with the ability to create images that people look at, see, view, analyze, understand, and are affected by them, that is an exuberating power that, when used correctly, cultures have used the arts to shape revolution. And as in all revolutions, revolutions fade, and you become a new artist. You evolve on different levels. You become more spiritual. You begin to study esoterics. You begin to study techniques and applications, and you evolve. So the best answer to your question is, it has been exhilarating, instinctive, it has been inspiring and powerful. And I don't think there is any other field greater than the visual artist, and more elusive than the Black artist.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. I enjoyed it. I feel exhilarated myself. And thank you for sharing your comments. And
absolutely, anytime.
All right.
You're the best.
We may be calling on you. We may be calling on you again.
Anytime.
All right.
For you, absolutely.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone. I'm Patricia Baker, a Black Detroit artist and collector. I'm acting as the facilitator for tonight's Robert S. Duncanson Society program. I would like to introduce our next presenter, Nathan Spratt.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Nathan.
Hello.
And Nathan is a figurative jazz artist. And I have a question for you. What has been your personal experience as a Black artist in America?
My personal experience has been, it has been really great. I have to say that first of all. One of the best things is learning, and well, not learning, but getting to know all the wonderful friends that I've had that has come into my life since I've rediscovered my artistic abilities again. And it's been late in life since I've discovered that, but it has been great. But getting to know and learn from the new friends that I have gotten that has come into my life, that has been one of the greatest things. Learning the history. You have taught me a lot about historical things and people. This gentleman right here, Mr. Duncan, that's somebody I never knew anything about. So it's been a great thing as an African-American to learn about the history. But the friends has been really one of the greatest things that I can say has been in my art journey. And I'm looking forward to many more years of that and meeting more.
Have you had any negative experiences?
Oh boy. Yes, I have. And I can say that, you know, you grow from those, and those are those negative experiences. If you have a good attitude, they're not actually negative experiences. They're kind of woes that you have, but you take those and you grow from them. So I don't want to even call them negative experiences. Maybe sometimes unfortunate experiences. And I think those are things that we all have in any endeavor in life. But if you take the right attitude, you try not to look at them as negative experience, but the experiences that will help you grow and push you forward in the positive direction that you want to go. In that regard, you learn how to avoid some of those experiences, and it helps you go forward. So it's all been good. It's all been good. The good, like they say, you take with the bad.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments, and I appreciate your involvement. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Always good to talk to you. Goodbye.
Hello, I'm Patricia J. Baker, a Black Detroit artist and collector. I'm acting as the facilitator for tonight's Robert S. Duncanson Society program. I would like to introduce our next presenter, Dawud Shabazz.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dawood Shabazz. That's an Arabic word, Dawood, which means David. I was born with David, but my father changed my name legally to Dawood Shabazz. So yes, the legacy of Shabazz carries on. But yes, I am an abstract artist here in Detroit, born and raised here in Detroit. And I have been painting for quite a while.
Well, I have a question to ask. Will you tell us what has been your personal experience as a Black artist in America?
Okay. My experience as a Black artist. Well, being a Black artist, you know, we always looking for the moment of inspiration to carry on in our passion of art. So my experience, which happened with me about 10 years ago, I had got chosen to be in a exhibit with a group of artists, and it gave me a chance to exhibit inside of a gallery. So at this show, I was surprised that one of the visitors purchased one of my paintings. And right then I was so excited. And then when I met the collector, I found out that he was visiting there to see the performance of another singer artist that was there. And he was all the way from Europe. So he let me know that automatically my art will be in another country.
Right, that's wonderful.
So, you know, that was a great experience to know me as a Black artist trying to come out and present something that would be liked by someone and be accepted. But at the first time I found out that it's about to go into another country. That was so exciting, and it inspired me from that moment. You know.
Definitely a rewarding experience. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, it was.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hello, everyone. I'm Patricia Baker, a Black Detroit artist and collector. I'm acting as the facilitator for tonight's Robert S. Duncanson Society program. And I'd like to introduce our first presenter, John Harris. John is an established Black expressionist here in Detroit and also an actually art expressionist artist and a curator. Hi, John.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
I have a question for you. Could you tell us what has been your personal experience as a Black artist in America?
Okay. I'm going to start ground level. First, we have the experience. So we may experience microaggression type racism on a lower level, and somebody like me that feels like I want to put that in my work where people can understand it of all races. Sometimes that could be difficult to put it in a way that's understandable, but also in a way that you want people to realize like, yo, like, hey, this is serious. You know, like I really feel this way, you know, I really do want people to come together, but first we have to recognize that this is a problem. Like this, the way that society is set up is truly a problem. So that's where I try to go with most of my art, just to be in that voice for Black people, that voice for myself, my community, people around me. I try to do that with curating as well. Whenever I have an opportunity, I try to bring other African-American artists in with me because I know how hard it is. You know, I was the artist, you know, taking my stuff to galleries and sending my stuff to exhibits and different places that aren't ran by people that look like me. And it's difficult. You could have your hair cut, lined up, crisp, you could have braids. You know, if they see you as just that Black person, that's what they see you as. You know, even when I went to a couple galleries in Chicago one time, I went there, you know, I thought that they thought that I was trying to bring my art in here, but I wasn't. I was just looking around, and he asked me what I did. I showed him some of my work, and he said, you know, we sell work on the Gold Coast. We really don't have, you know, anybody to buy that type of stuff. And in my head, I was like, you know, I'm not really trying to show you my stuff, but for you to say that to me, it kind of got me, you know, trying to figure out, why did you say that? And then I noticed when I was kind of walking around the gallery, that's kind of like following me, just made it like real awkward. So that's why I always try to welcome other like artists, especially Black artists, with welcome arms. You know, Misha did a lot for me over there at the Irwin House Gallery. She welcomed me. So it's only right that I welcome other Black artists as well and make them feel comfortable and, you know, let them know that, you know, we understand that.
You're doing a great job of that.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And it feel good. You know, like I said, I don't want nothing from nobody. I don't want nothing from nobody. I don't want nothing for free. And I don't want nothing from nobody, like other artists and things like that. I just, it does something for me internally when I know that people are really appreciative and they taking they art serious. You know, I ride with you to the end if that's what you're doing. You know, like even like with Terrell, like I had met him and Terrell just been taking it serious, and now people know who he is. And you know, I don't, like I said, I never asked Terrell for $1. I don't want one. I just really want him to be successful because I really believe in him. And if you're around me, I believe in you, and that's just what it is.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you, John. And I want to tell you that was very inspiring, and I'm glad that you went further down in terms of an answer. Thank you.
All right. Yep. All right. Thank you.
Hello, I am Patricia Baker, a Black Detroit artist and collector. I'm acting as the facilitator for tonight's Robert S. Duncanson Society program. I would like to introduce our next presenter, Reggie Singleton, a Black mixed media artist. Hi, Reggie.
Hi,
I have a
how are
question.
you?
I'm good. I'm good. I have a question to ask.
Yeah.
Will you tell us what has been your personal experience as a Black artist in America?
Um, well, it's been a very interesting one. It um as an artist, I've found. Well, I'll start by this. When I went to school for when I finally got serious about art and I went to school, um I was influenced by a lot of things, by a lot of different artists, some old master artists, German artists. So when I was coming up in school, the only artists I were presented with were like predominantly white artists and things like that. So that's really where I what I learned from. So as I began to study on my own, it's only when I discovered now those artists that I learned from were good. They were good, and I learned a lot of things with the artists that were presented to me from the colleges and things like that, schools. But then as I went out on my own, I began to find more artists that looked like me. But I had to just discover these on my own, and when I began to talk to more people that weren't in the academic system, that I began to find more wider range of artists and more artists that look like me and artists that spoke. Put it this way, I didn't know when I was in school and when I was coming up, I really didn't know a lot of artists of color. I didn't know of them. For the day, I didn't know. I didn't even know they were even. I didn't even know that they were even around. I didn't even know. And then when I got out of school, when I left school, and I began to get out here on my own, like on the streets, as they say, and I began to talk to like-minded artists, and I began to study um true art history, as in stuff that was really happening,
Mhm.
and artists that were really out here, like the Al Lovings and the you know the other artists like Charles McGee and all of that. Like you don't find them in like books, school
Right,
books. I mean,
right.
they may be putting them in there now after such a long time, but they're when I was in school, they weren't in books. So I didn't know of them. I didn't even know they were even out here. If I oh I knew Charles McGee because he juried one of the shows I entered into. So
Oh, that was
I
exciting. Yeah.
yeah. So and he actually accepted me into the show. So I was a fan of his before that, and I entered into the show partly because I wanted to be in the show, and because he was the juror, and I wanted to kind of impress him and see if he would, And he told me he liked the work, and he accepted the work in there. So I found out about him before that, but I had to find out. I had to find out about him on my own. They weren't teaching like more like artists that looked like me, black artists. And this I was in school maybe back in the late '90s, early 2000s. They wasn't like they weren't in there like the you know um like to say the Al Lev, even artists like you know they just weren't in there.
Yeah.
They just weren't there, and I had to you know and once I found them and I found what they were saying, then I said, okay, yeah, this kind of matching how I'm thinking. So I began to learn from them. So so as a black artist in America, you have to kind of is if you want to be influenced by artists that look like you, you have to kind of kind of, I will say you have to work harder. You have to work harder to find someone who has a like voice like you. It may be easier now, and they may be trying to make it easier now because we're kind of making strides. Well, I hope we're making strides, but
Yeah,
but
yeah, I hope so
yeah,
too. Yeah.
I hope we are. But you know, I hope some of the books have changed or been updated since I was since I was in school, because some of the books we just weren't in there.
Yes.
We really so
Being an educator, I can attest to the fact that many things were left out of all of our books, all of our history books.
yeah.
So of
And
course,
the artists were around, then. And
oh yeah,
for some reason, not for some reason, but you know, they just weren't included. You know, they're just not in there. So
and inclusion has always been one of the things that we need to come above. Like we always seem to be climbing a mountain. Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
very much for your comments, and I wish I think your art is just fantastic, and that we will hope to maybe talk to you again at another time.
Thank you, and your work is fantastic as well.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Pat.
All right. Hello, I'm Patricia Baker, a Detroit artist and collector. I'm acting as the facilitator for tonight's Robert S. Duncanson Society program. I would like to introduce our next presenter, Isaiah Ford, a prolific Black Detroit artist. Hi, Isaiah.
Hello, everyone.
I have a question to ask. Will you tell us what has been your personal experience as a Black artist in America?
My personal experience as a Black artist in America is resonating with evolution, the feel of emotion and life, and how we project the structures of loss of family foundation.
Okay. Would you like to tell me a little bit more about that?
So I think a lot of our generation is lost because of the particular essence of social media platforms, and it doesn't give us the unity that we once had because it's so divided, because everyone is just into a social world instead of our real world.
Okay, so that includes appreciating the people that are around you rather than always be having your face on the phone.
Into your face.
Yes. Okay. I can relate to that. So have you had any negative experiences that impact your art?
I don't think I really had negative experiences. It's just always controversy because a lot of people can understand it, but are they willing to understand it? And a lot of people blocked that deception because they're always in their way. They put themselves in a box bracket that this is how life is. It's nothing more.
Okay, that's a different perspective. I look forward to being able to talk to you about that more. But thank you very much for sharing, and have a good evening.
You are welcome. Thank you. Have a good evening as well.
I'm Patricia Baker, a Black Detroit artist and collector. I'm acting as the facilitator for tonight's Robert S. Duncanson Society program. I would like to introduce our next presenter, Priscilla Pfeiffer, a Black expressionist artist. Hi, Priscilla.
Well, hello, Pat.
How are you
Good to
doing?
see you. I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm great. I have a
Great.
question to ask.
Mhm.
Will you tell us what has been your personal experience as a Black artist in America?
I will be glad to. And what I have to say is, considering my late start as a professional artist, I have to say that it has been very good, because I went into this not knowing what to expect, and also because this new career is accidental. Whatever comes my way that's positive, I'll take that, and it's been very, very pleasant. And I hear some artists say they can't sell their work, don't know how to sell their work. Well, since joining the Detroit Fine Arts Breakfast Club, the National Conference of the Artists, being represented by Umoja Fine Arts Gallery in Southfield, Michigan, and other groups that I belong to that are not necessarily art groups, but those contacts have helped me to get to where I am today. So to me, it's been very good. I've been able to exhibit on the local, national, and international level. And
Fantastic.
international one, pardon me?
Fantastic.
Yes, yes. So, I do fairly large pieces of art, and it's, the kind of art that doesn't require a brush. So it takes a little longer when you're doing art that doesn't require using a brush. But I like the way it looks. And so that's kind of become my, I wouldn't say trademark, but one of the ways that people identify my work is through the lines, mainly linear abstract. So I have no complaints. I have no complaints. Well, I have a slight challenge, and it came up yesterday. I did a painting for this upcoming show at the Detroit Artist Market, and it has what I call blue in it. My son and I think it's blue, and I want it to be blue, but my husband said it's not blue, it's purple. So we'll see. And that's important because of the title. It's called It's called Red Pill, Blue Pill from Matrix.
Yes.
From Matrix.
I remember
So,
that.
Right. So I don't know if I'm going to check if it looks purple to Anita Bates, who is curating it. I might have to change that to purple if she also to blue if she also thinks it's purple and not blue. So I am colorblind. They say borderline, but I'm colorblind, and that is a challenge for me.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thanks, and you likewise.
Hello, how are you?
I'm finding yourself. How we doing, Miss Patricia?
I'm great, Tara. I'm Patricia Baker, a Detroit artist and collector, and I'm acting as the facilitator for tonight's Robert S. Duncanson Society program. I would like to introduce our next presenter, Terrell Angle, a Black pyrography artist. Can you tell us what a pyrography artist is for our audience?
So a pyrography artist is an artist that uses heat. In my case, I use a handheld blowtorch. It's kind of fueled by butane gas, and it's on wood. So this particular piece right here is all done with fire and acrylic paint. So
that's so interesting. Great,
yeah.
and it's a wonderful piece, by the way.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, well, I have a question to ask. Will you tell us what has been your personal experience as a Black artist in America?
Well, my personal experience has been a great one. I haven't had any negative encounters this whole time. I'm new, but I've been getting a lot of people who've been embracing me and helping me out during the way. It's been great. This last year, 2021, was a dream for me. I got into my first gallery sold out show. So yeah, so my experience been great, and I hope no negativity comes my way, but you know, right now I'm just enjoying my experience as an artist.
Great, great. I'm so very happy for you and hope to see many more of your beautiful works out there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Hello, I'm Patricia Baker, a Black Detroit artist and collector. I'm acting as the facilitator for tonight's Robert S. Duncanson Society program. I'd like to introduce our next presenter, Jade Ajay, a Black painter. Hi, Jade.
Good morning. How are you?
I am great. I have a question to ask.
Yes.
Will you tell us what has been your personal experience as a Black artist in America?
My personal experience. You know, it's been twofold. It's well, initially there's the why is that showing up now? Sorry about that. Initially, of course, there's the excitement, you know, of access to materials and techniques, and you know, the whole ecosystem as a whole, you know, is quite exciting and interesting. But then that leads to, you know, when you get over that and you settle in, you find out that the support system for Black artists and Black art is much diminished, even probably at least non-existent 30 years ago. It's gotten better, you know, there's been growth, at least compared to 3 decades. There's scope for more opportunities. I'm excited to see many more younger artists, you know, coming onto the scene and doing, you know, a lot of interesting and exciting things. The ecosystem, of course, still needs to be grown out. You know, apart from artists, you need curators, historians, gallerists, dealers, and the whole 9 yards. Collectors, of course.
Yeah.
Media exposure, residencies. You know, there's a whole lot in the art ecosystem other than just the artist. The artist is the point of the spear. It's the spear point, and all those other things, you know, follow behind it, as it were.
A good analogy.
Yes, thank you.
I like that. All right, well, thank you very much for sharing with us, and we hope that you'll be able to make it to the program.
I definitely will. I look forward to doing that.
All right, thank you.
You're most welcome. You have a great one.
Thank you.